Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89. I just watched Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 2, Episode 8, Under the Cloak of War. This was the most horrific episode of Star Trek I've ever seen. It really betrays the spirit of Star Trek and what Star Trek was about and what Gene Roddenberry believed about humanity. Basically, this episode has Dr. Mbenga essentially murdering a Klingon diplomat who he sees as a war criminal, and justifying it, and Nurse Chapel covering it up. This is not the best of humanity. The people in Starfleet wouldn't act like this. They're the best of the best. They wouldn't murder people and cover it up, and they wouldn't justify it. Now, the justification for this is this diplomat who's done a lot to foster peace between the Klingons and the humans. At the end of the war, he was in a battle, and Mbenga ended up being part of an assassination attempt. The people who were supposed to assassinate this general were all killed, and Mbenga takes Protocol 12 to basically get superhuman strength so he can go and try and complete the assassination. He doesn't. He does manage to kill these guys' second in commands, and then after the war, because I guess Mbenga escaped, and they never disclosed that they actually tried to assassinate this guy. He basically pretended like he killed his own officers to end that battle, and he parlayed that into a diplomatic role. And he created this myth of this character, this Klingon who killed his own men to stop fighting with humans. And essentially what he created was doing good. He was basically, he was doing a lot of good for the Federation. And Mbenga knew this was fake in a way. But I don't think it really matters how he achieved it. He was doing good. And he was trying to make up for what he did during the war. But Mbenga is just so caught up in his past and his pain and his trauma. He's basically an undiagnosed or untreated case of post-traumatic stress, extremely, and he's literally like a raw nerve. Like just the sight of the Klingon coming into his sickbay basically sends him into hyperventilation and a panic attack. Now, in reality, in Star Trek, in the future, he would be treated. He wouldn't be in this state. He would recover from his trauma and be able to go through and do his job without these sort of issues. But because these people who make this show don't really understand Star Trek, don't believe in a future where things are better, they just depict, Mbenga in totally contemporary terms, where he's traumatized and he acts out on it and he justifies it, and he basically is dead inside, and he's basically justifying committing murder and killing this guy and enacting revenge because he just believes it's justified. And the only redeeming thing is that he did keep the secret. He used it to get away with murder, but he used it but he did keep the secret that this guy didn't kill his own men. And it's just this really ugly thing that he had the weapon that was used that had the blood of these other Klingons. He had it on him. He was planning to kill this guy. It was premeditated. He just he had it there, and when the Klingon came in to talk to him one last time to get him to try and join him to try and help him, with peace talks and negotiations and so forth, he asked him to leave. Like he didn't have any choice in killing him. Like if you stay, I can't stop myself. And he wouldn't give up because he believed that the two of them could do good for Klingon human relations. And then he takes out his weapon and he basically just kills him. There's some sort of struggle, but the Klingon is fighting for him to hear him and to listen to him and to let all this pain and this ugliness go, and be for change and to make things better, and he just kills him. He just stabs him. We don't actually see it. We see it through a screen. Nurse Chapel sees it through a screen, but she knows what's happening, and she goes along with the story. She says that she came in, he didn't want to talk to him, he confronted him, and he basically attacked Mbenga, and Mbenga defended himself, which is not what happened. And they basically act as though he had that was his weapon, and he brought it on the ship with him, and that's what he used. So seeing Starfleet officers murder and cover it up, and hold on to bitterness and trauma rather than grow and heal, it's just an ugly thing, and I think it's an ugly episode. And I cried in the credits because I knew this was coming, because the credits are so optimistic and they show what Strange New Worlds could be, but this show keeps disappointing. It keeps going in the wrong direction, and it just makes me sad. And I'm just going to stop it there before I get to 6 minutes. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.